You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
Hi everyone, Debbie Loucks here to share more of Monty's concepts and wisdom about the trust and insight we can learn from horses and apply to our own lives. Welcome to this 14th edition reading from Horse Sense for People. This chapter is about human to animal capabilities of understanding. Violence was always perplexing to Dad, and he saw it was perplexing to horses as well when he was growing up. He couldn't understand why he was being taught to be violent to horses and why his father was violent to him. It was as if violence helped deal with the problems of life. It doesn't, and he believes it's time that we evolve from that notion. Dad is famous for the quote that violence is never the answer. Violence is always for the violator and never for the victim. In this episode, he explains how he came to learn gentleness through his escape into the life with horses.
The Good Parent. I hope that this audiobook shows that there is a closer tie between species than most people ever thought. My work indicates that there is a human-to-animal compatibility never before thought to exist, which in turn yields a whole new perspective on human relationships. As a young man, I found violence perplexing. I had been influenced deeply by my father's traditional but harsh treatment of both horses and me. The people around me worked to convince me that I should look to violence to deal with the issues of life, and that I should accept violence as a part of my own educational process. When it was used in an attempt to control or mold my own behavior, I viewed it with resentment. Because of my deep sense of kinship with horses, I constantly wondered if the horses felt the same. In my young mind, I wanted to be good and do things right, and found no encouragement from beatings or verbal violence. I found myself retreating to my horses and interacting with them in an attempt to bring to my life some social order. Too often when I ask an adult, "Are you a good parent?" I will get the response, "You bet I am. I make 'em toe the line." This is a response that tells me a lot about their attitude toward parenting. You can see the similarity with traditional horsemanship, which embraces the theme, "You do what I tell you to, or I'll hurt you," or hurt them before they hurt you. The truly good parent will most often respond by saying, "I try to be, I think I am, or I don't know." Parents, certain that they are making all the right decisions, will often live to discover that they were either too demanding or too lenient. The second part of the response, "I make them toe the line," is even more graphically demonstrative. These parents significantly lack the skills with which to optimize the chances of success. Such parents need to realize that it is virtually impossible to force the young human being to do anything. Most parents can make the youngster do what they want a few times through fear, just as the traditional trainer can frighten an otherwise physically superior creature into compliance. The whip is effective in the short term, but in the long term, the infliction of pain only serves to create an enemy.
A Minute with Monty. One of the things that Dad's taught me over the years is that recovery is just as important as training. Every horse works differently and ages differently and tells us in different ways how they're feeling. The better we become at listening, the better horsemen we become. People often use the words rest and recovery as if they mean the same thing. Horses have taught me that they're different. Rest simply means stopping work. Recovery is what happens afterward. It's the body's opportunity to restore healthy muscles and replenish energy, improve circulation, and prepare for whatever comes next. A horse that's standing quietly may be resting, but that doesn't always mean that they've recovered as well as they could. That's why we pay attention to the little things: good nutrition, fresh water, thoughtful grooming, turnout, gentle movement, and tools that help horses feel comfortable. Recovery isn't about doing one big thing, it's about doing many small things well. One simple way we help our horses here at the International Learning Center is with our Drimee USA Solarium. The gentle infrared warmth helps relax the muscles, encourages healthy circulation, and helps horses feel comfortable before and after work. It's one more way that we can listen to the horse's needs instead of just asking the horse to adapt to us. Because when we invest in recovery, we're investing in tomorrow's ride. 1 Minute with Monty is brought to you by Drimee USA Solariums, America's #1 horse solarium. Learn more at DrimeeUSA.com, because if you listen to your horse will listen to you. Learning with Monty, presented by Monty Roberts University. Why do horses learn from the release, not the pressure? It's one of those most important lessons that a horse can teach us. Pressure gets the horse's attention, but the release is what teaches. Think about asking a horse to step sideways, lower his head, or move forward. The instant the horse makes the right effort, even the smallest try, we soften, we relax, and release the pressure. In that moment, the horse discovers, yes, that's the answer. If we continue applying pressure after the horse has responded correctly, we don't reinforce the lesson, we create confusion. The release is the horse's reward, and good timing is what makes great teachers. Over the years, I've found that horses aren't looking for someone stronger, they're looking for someone clearer. The better your timing, the faster your horse learns, and the more willing he becomes to learn again. Want to explore today's lessons in greater depth? Visit MontyRobertsUniversity.com, where you'll find hundreds of instructional videos, detailed lesson notes, practical quizzes, and a worldwide community learning the principles of join-up and Monty Roberts' nonviolent approach to training. Because if you listen to your horse will listen to you.
An example of one of those mixed messages was brought home to me recently when I was on a radio talk show. The host had read my first book, and although the radio station had invited me to be his guest, I'm not sure that he was particularly happy with that decision. "I enjoyed your book," he said, "but I must tell you that I strongly disagree with you in one area." "What's that?" I asked. "I am a religious man," he said, "and I believe in the Bible. And the Bible implies, if you spare the rod, you'll spoil the child. I don't believe you can raise a kid up right unless you give him a good whipping every now and then. They've got to know who's boss, and they've got to respect you." I sat there for a moment, totally taken off guard. He was misquoting the Bible, of course, and actually quoting a 17th century poet who enjoins us to spare the rod and spoil the child. I inquired as to his children's ages. He replied, 10, 8, and 5. I thought how foolish his statement was regarding his demand for respect, and remarked to myself that he might see it as respect, but to his children it was spelled F-E-A-R. I do not think that everything in the Bible should be taken literally. With tongue-in-cheek, I offer an interpretation that the Bible reference is to a fishing rod and not a whipping rod. That if you wait for a child to do something right and take him fishing, he'll learn a great deal more than if you wait for him to do something wrong and whip him for it. You can chide me for my interpretation of the good book, but I'm a strong believer in positive reinforcement. I sincerely believe that the parent, guardian, or foster parent who uses the positive side of the contract system will give reward and congratulations for something done well, will maximize his or her chances of raising a well-adjusted adult.
We are grateful that this episode is brought to you by our title sponsor, Drimee Solarium, helping horses feel their best with therapeutic infrared technology trusted by professional barns around the world. Visit DrimeeUSA.com and use the promo code Monty1 for $150 off your purchase. And by our show sponsor, MontyRobertsUniversity.com, the most comprehensive place anywhere to learn Monty Roberts' concepts and methods of nonviolent horsemanship. For details about today's show, go to HorsemanshipRadio.com, where you can find links and photos and more information about our guests. We love connecting with our listeners, so please follow us on Facebook under facebook.com/Monty Roberts, and Instagram.com/Monty_Roberts. Be sure to visit all the other great shows on the Horse Radio Network at horseradionetwork.com. Until next time, have many happy horse hours.